Today on Uncommonly Good MTG, we're playing not only a mono red aggro deck, but it's a mono red combo aggro deck. And there's some cool stuff that happens here. If you're interested to see what those combo pieces are, stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I am your host, yours forever in magic and in life, Dr. Yukon Socket. Yes, thank you. Filmed before a live studio audience. Thank you so much, Yukon Socket. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm playing a deck I found over on the Aether Hub. Let's see, it doesn't really have, it was called RAKDOS, and it was posted by the MTGA-Assistant-Meta. But specifically, I was watching the internet, I found a deck, some RAKDOS thing being played by, I forget who it was, Legend or something. And it was a combo deck, with Cacophony Scamp and Callous Sell-Sword and some other stuff mixed in. It was a lot more RAKDOS than this one. I remember he had a different version. Like he said, hey, you can play an all-red version if you want to. And I wanted to play that all-red version. So I went looking for some place where I can get Voldaren Thrillseeker and the Cacophony Scamp. And that's where I got this deck from. So that's what we're playing today. We're playing a RAKDOS deck. Barely RAKDOS, just one card, because it's really hard to pass up on Callous Sell-Sword in this, and we'll talk about why in a little bit. All right, the other thing is, according to Aether Hub, this thing has a 61% win rate, which is good. It's really good. That's well into the Platinum Mythic area. You're going to find lots of good decks, you know, high 50s, low 60s. So I'm hoping this one does pretty well. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at the cards super quick. Then we're going to try to talk about what this deck should do, and then we'll go out and we'll crush some hopes and dreams. All right, what do we got here? We got Cacophony Scamp, who's a 1/1, and whenever you deal combat damage to a player, you can proliferate. You can sacrifice it, and if you do, you proliferate. We don't care about proliferate in this case. When it dies, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. That's what we want about that guy, okay? So this, when it comes out, deals a point of damage to an opponent and a planeswalker. On the next turn, it puts a po-po counter on a creature, the first creature to come out that turn. And then after that, it becomes a 2/2 hasty guy. This guy gets bigger every time you play a non-creature spell. Here's a non-creature spell that makes your creatures bigger, and it gives them trample as well. Play with Fire does 2 points of damage to any target. Scry if you do it to a player. This guy's a hasty 1/1 that you can equip onto something else, giving it haste and 1/1. Callous Sell-Sword has two abilities. There's a sorcery where target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to any target, and then you sacrifice it. Otherwise, you put him out as a 2/2, and he enters the battlefield with a po-po counter on it for each creature that died under your control this turn. So he can grow a little bit, depending on how many dudes got wiped out this turn. Pumps your creatures. He's a 2/2 haste. If he gets killed with direct damage, then you get to draw cards equal to the amount of damage and play them until the end of your next turn. 3 points of damage to any target. This one puts 2 counters on any creature you control, including itself potentially. But then you can also give whatever you put it on its other ability, which is sacrifice this creature for 1. It deals damage equal to its power to any target. We'll talk about that in a bit. And Goddric, who's a 3/3 with haste. If you put out 2 or more non-land permanents onto the battlefield during a turn, he becomes a 4/4, and you could use 1 red to give him +1/+0 till the end of the turn. Right? That's our deal there. So there's the creatures. What are we looking to do? We're getting out aggro. We're going crazy. We want our guys to blossom up a little bit. You want to throw the creature pumps on them to get them big. But why is that? Because Voldaren Thrillseeker will also pump those guys up by 2, and you can sacrifice them to do their damage, their power as damage as well to something else, probably your opponent. This guy, same thing. This guy Yeah, okay, this guy will do it potentially 3 times, right? So if you pump this guy up, you get him to like, I don't know, 5 or 6. He does 5 or 6 points of damage. Let's call it 6. And then you go ahead and play Callous Sell-Sword, which then causes him to do 6 more points of damage. That's 12. But then because he dies, he gets to do 6 more points of damage, which makes it 18. And how much did it just cost you to do that? I mean, I don't know. We got this guy out already for 1. The next turn, this only costs 1 to do. Each one of these only costs like, 1. So to get this guy up to 6, you just have to, I don't know. This would get it up by 2, 3. That's 3 right there. That's a bunch more. There's ways. There's ways. I mean, between these 2 cards, that's just 3 mana, and it would pump them up by like 7, making them into an 8. And then you'd be doing 24 points of damage. It's just nuts. And it's incredibly cheap. Incredibly cheap. All right, so that's it. It's aggro. It's combo. It's thrill-seeking scamp. Before we go out there and do our damage, though, let's say our prayers and talk about what's best in life. Dear Black King Toxrill, who dwells within the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentation of the women. All right, playing against Scarecrow. 0313. What do we got? We have no creatures. I'm going to mulligan this one. Much better. And let's just get rid of... if we're going to do this, let's get rid of this guy. So I want to buy the Swiftspears just so I can kind of make it look like the scamp. It's not terribly important. Got the second one. A little Kumano action. This guy wants to do something. Right to your face. And in we go. Ward 2, huh? All right, let's scamp it up. Unfortunately, Primal Scamp does not have haste. These guys do. He's looking at his cards. He's touching them in icky ways. He doesn't like the scamp. Killing off number 2. Alright, everything here is an instant. Let's just pop it. Only got the ability to play 2 things, though. 1. Alright, let's just go for this, then. And in the face. Good job, Scamp. Victory! Alright, playing against Skilled 14. There's a lot of interesting things to play here. Let's just go for Kumano. Number 2, we'll put out the Swiftspear. Another guy. Up! There's a lot to do just to get 3 points there. Bouncing back. You gonna bounce something again? Alright, here's a guy. Let's go for the attack. I was gonna let it happen, huh? Alright. Cacophony Scamp. I don't know if he recognizes the trouble he's in. I mean, Antagonize has got its deal. He's reading cards. Come on, my man. You're playing Simic. Alright, great. Let's choke you back for a second. We'll see what we can do with this. You gonna block with a frog? Is that the deal? Nope. Just gonna let it happen. Alright, that's cool. Wait till next turn we can pop off the Scamp. I don't think he's scared of the Scamp. Alright, that's it for you. I can still just beat him as it is. Damn! And we win! It wasn't as tricksy as I'd hoped for, but sometimes the hammer is a good approach. Alright, playing against JackAllReally. JackAllReally. Alright, whatever that means. Keep. Well, looks like he's trying to do the same thing. 2. Let's get ourselves a 3-3 out of the deal. Alright, we can keep him pinned down with these play with fires. That ought to be nice. Ooh, he doesn't have any creatures? That's nutty. Alright, come on through. You can do it. Come on, come on. All in! Good job, fellers. Alright, so I'm dealing 4 with this. If he decides he wants to stay back for the defense, I can just shoot it. He's gonna rage! Alright, man. Alright, whatever, here we go. All in, come on, you can do it! All in. One down. Shot. Goose egg. And he's out of here. Victory. All right, we're playing against Yui. One goes first. Not good. So always good to get that Kumano out. I always feel bad because I got some dudes that want to come raging across, but they'll do better as 2/2s. That Popo counter on it. Well, I had a whole nother man I could have messed with. Of course, I wasn't going to attack with that, though, was I? Let's get it out there. It'll be fine. All right, there's another 2/2. We can throw this out. We can throw this over onto our friend here. He wants to do something. He's holding back. He's got his instance up there. All right, down to 10. He's going to totally vampire me, potentially. What was it doing there? Discard instant or sorcery. All right, we got 4 mana, and 4 is all I need. Monster tokens give them trample, right? Let's find out. Trample, yep. Let's get this pumped up a little bit. Unfortunately, that's a sorcery. Alright, we win anyway. Man, Callous Sell-Sword, you were going to be so awesome there for a second. No need. Victory! Alright, playing against REDefiant. Or was it REDefiant? Keep. Uh-huh. Alright, we have no creatures. We can put out the Sell-Sword, but that's lame. Alright, let's shoot in the face. Let's see if we can scry ourselves into something decent. Alright, there we go. Alright, number 2. Unfortunately, our Feldon does not grow. We can shoot for 6, though. Get him down to 10, which pulls him down to 8. That is a lot going on there, isn't it? So I'm just going to go for another shot to the face. What are you going to do to my poor friend there? Bounce him back, huh? Sure, why not? Welcome back, Feldon. Alright, do we get a win here? Oh, we don't. We can just kill him on the next turn. That's what we could do. Oh, but I need to have one more mana to be able to kill him off. Oh boy, he did 2 points of damage. Not the man I was looking for. We'll pop this one out, though. All in for the attack. Shoot him in the face. Pump them up. And kill him off. Dead! That's what victory tastes like. Alright, we're going to be playing against Witch Twicky. 1, 2. Keep. No. What an interesting deck this is right here. Or a hand, I should say. Another Kumano and a Swiftspear on the next turn. I'm surprised he's not just going to shoot it, though, right here. Yeah, problem is with mono black, you can probably keep playing that crap. Here's guy number 2. Nothing I can do about that. This rage, man. 7! Keep looking. Alright, so I can do 6 on the next turn. Plus whatever I got going on. Alright, down to 4. And we are lamed out. We can only do 3 next turn. I got an artifact creature keeping him alive. Here we go. All in. Hasty 4. Ooh, boy. Right there. Victory! Up and against Satoshi. Satoshi. What do we got here? A couple dudes? Alright, keep. I don't know if we get past this crap. I mean, I really wish we could get ourselves on our, whatever he's called, not the Scuttlebutt. Scamp. But where's he at? Rage! So you can pull it back by 1 if you want to throw your dog in front of it. Raging! Down to 2. Alright, so there's 2 guys he has that cannot block. 1 that can. He's going to have to wipe the board if he wants to survive. Yeah, that's it, man. And we win! In your face! Alright, so we are with the Thrill-Seeking Scamp. And, yeah, it was an incredible deck. The thing about it was that, like, it's a combo deck, and you really, really want your Cacophony Scamp. Really want them. Thing is, even though you have 4 of them in here, for some reason, Swiftspear shows up all the time. All the time. That guy's, like, weighted to the top of your deck somehow. I don't know how that happens. But we got the Voldaren Thrillseeker. You know, this one called for 2. I gotta tell you, I love Voldaren Thrillseeker. I think I'd almost want to put more of them in here. We didn't see the Voldaren Thrillseeker very much at all. But the real combos here are Voldaren Thrillseeker, Cacophony Scamp, and the... Where's it? Oh, yeah, the Callous Sell-Sword. Right? That's where you got your stuff going on there. So maybe this deck's weighted a little weird. Still, it was a great deck because it's mono-red aggro, and it's just doing what mono-red aggro likes to do. This one's really focused on creature pump, and that works out very well. Incredibly well. All right, so we talked about that this deck was a really good deck. What's my rate on it? I got like an 80% win rate, so we'll talk about that in a second. All right, what was the MVP, the most valuable player? Well, I mean, it is Cacophony Scamp in this deck, mixed together with creature pumps. You want to pump that dude up, let him die. Let him die at the end of it, right? Because you're going to do basically twice the damage. If we can get Voldaren Thrillseeker in it, then like the Cacophony Camp can do all his damage. You could do the Voldaren Thrillseeker to him, which pumped him up by 2 more. At which point then you could do that damage to somebody, which does a 2nd set of damage. And then when he does die, he does a 3rd set of damage. So that's what's great about the Voldaren Thrillseeker and the Callous Sell-Sword. Provided you can get in with regular damage to start off with, you're doing 3 times whatever his power is. And if you can pump him up, and it's not inexpensive, or it's not expensive to pump this guy up. You just have like, I don't know, 4 mana out, and there's a lot you can do with that. There's a lot. So yeah, the Cacophony Scamp was definitely the way to go. Monastery Swiftspear in a pinch, because he would grow as you play the little spells that would pump him up. He wouldn't do the additional damage himself when he dies, but you could get, 2 sets of damages out of him. Not bad at all. All right, so was this deck competitive? Well, when I picked it up, I think it had, let me go take a look here real quick. It has a 61% win rate, right? What is my win rate for it? My win rate for this deck is 82% win rate. Now, I got to tell you, I'm an aggro player. My beating heart is Goblin, despite the fact that I prayed to the Dark Lord Darkseal, right? But I got an inner Goblin inside me. So this deck is the good type of deck for me. Because remember, it's not getting the best decks. It's getting the best decks for you. This is way up my alley. RAKDOS is even better, and this has got just a shade of black in it. Just enough to barely make it into RAKDOS. Oh, and it feels so good. So good. So, yeah, this is a competitive deck. Super competitive. Maybe it's better for me than it is for other people. I don't know. But, yeah, I usually do very well this way. Number 2, was this deck fun? Absolutely. It was an opportunity to play mono red again. Mono red aggro. Yes, we're playing with Cacophony. With Monastery Swiftspear, and Kumano faces Kakkazan, and play with Fire and Feldon. Those are your big 3 for mono green or mono red aggro. We got Lightning Strike in there too. Goddric you're seeing the vast majority of time in mono red aggro now too. But it was really cool putting Thrillseeker in here, Cacophony Snap, and all of the creature pump. So it added a nice layer of something else to this deck, which is going to go into, was this deck interesting? Yeah! Yeah, it was, because it was mono red aggro with, like, what is it we're going to call this? The fling damage? The double, triple fling damage? Yeah, that was really interesting. Love seeing that combo-esque kind of thing going on with mono red aggro. So mono red aggro combo, yeah, totally cool. So this deck is 100% competitive. It is fun and it is interesting which makes it into an A+ deck. A+. And as I'm required by federal law to say, this deck is so choice. I would highly recommend you pick one up should you have the means. That is all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, shine on, you crazy diamonds. Later.